Evliya Çelebi, the man who wrote the world. Evliya Çelebi was born in Istanbul in 1611 during the great age of the Ottoman Empire. His father, Mehmed Zili, was the chief jeweler to the Sultan, giving Evliya access to the powerful court from a young age. This special upbringing meant he had the finest education possible. Evliya learned many things quickly. He studied the Quran and Islamic sciences, but also mastered Arabic and Persian. Crucially, he learned music, poetry, and calligraphy. All these skills would later help him observe and record the world with great sensitivity. When Evliya was 19, he had a vivid dream in a mosque. He saw the Prophet Muhammad and asked for Safat, intercession. But instead of saying Safat ya Rasulullah, he accidentally said Sayahat ya Rasulullah, travel, O Prophet. This error marked the beginning of his life's mission. Inspired by his dream, Evliya prepared to travel. He first gained a role in the inner court of Sultan Murad IV. This position allowed him to understand how the vast empire was managed, preparing him for the political and administrative observations he would record later. Evliya's first major journey outside Istanbul was to Bursa in 1640. He didn't just look at the scenery, he began to systematically record everything: the population, the specific dialect of Turkish spoken, the local specialties, and the condition of the roads. This systematic recording became the foundation of his magnum opus, the Seyahatname, Book of Travels. Evliya understood that history was not only about sultans and battles, it was about the everyday life, the buildings, and the music of ordinary people. Over the next 40 years, Evliya traveled thousands of miles across the Ottoman Empire and beyond, from Vienna to Mecca. He journeyed through the vast, rugged landscapes of Anatolia, the Caucasus Mountains, and the Crimean steppes. Evliya's contribution to humanity lies in his detailed ethnography. He described, for example, the recipes for specific soups, the customs for weddings in remote villages, and even the funny superstitions of the people he met. No detail was too small for him to document. His observations were particularly valuable in regions far from the imperial capital. When he traveled to Egypt and North Africa, he provided vivid descriptions of the pyramids, the irrigation systems, and the specific architecture that helped historians understand regional development. Evliya was a great linguist. His records preserved hundreds of words and phrases from languages and dialects that no longer exist. By carefully writing down local songs and proverbs, he gave modern linguists a priceless window into 17th century speech patterns. Evliya's work resulted in 10 massive volumes. He traveled for nearly 70 years of his life, not only as a writer but sometimes as a diplomat, a soldier, and a pilgrim. His lifespan covered the reigns of 4 different sultans. Evliya Çelebi died around 1685. His contributions were immense. By recording the world precisely, he gave future generations a snapshot of 17th century life, a rich, detailed archive of human culture, history, and geography that remains priceless today.